Welcome back, everybody. I'm Dan.
And I'm Joe. And folks, today we have a subject here we're going to tell you about, but please first like, subscribe, share, and bang the notification button. Share with your family and friends. It helps us, it helps you, and particularly the algorithm. And Dan, what is today's topic?
It's a topic that I've struggled with for quite a while, and I am finally saying it out loud. Shame and pride together. And this is on a national level as well as a personal level. But first, I will start on the national level, particularly America in our case. Now, a lot of people on the left, they act as though they're responsible for acts that the United States has indeed done, as slavery of Africans, massacre of American Indians, also known as Native Americans, Jim Crow, and also unjust wars such as Vietnam and Iraq, as well as black ops throughout the world. People on the right, on the other hand, they take pride of everything the U.S. did and gloss over the bad that was done. They take pride and act like they were the ones in all the noble wars, such as the American Revolutionary War, World War II, and maybe Korea, or those ones they act like they were the ones who invented mass production, the motorcycle, or aviation. And this is where I've had some pretty interesting conversations with people. I've asked, leftists have mentioned the bad stuff. Well, very proud Americans said, oh, get over it. That was a long time ago. Wait a minute. Slavery ended in 1865, but the American Revolution happened in 1776. So no, that happened an even longer time ago. And if you're saying it's a long time ago, then why are you flying that "Don't Tread on Me" flag from the American Revolution? Also, I wonder something, though.
What's that?
Okay, oh yeah, something else, like Vietnam. Most Americans accept that we were wrong to go to Vietnam. But they say, oh, come on, let it go. That was a long time ago. I say, okay, then why do you take pride in what we did in World War II, which I think was indeed a noble war? I think we were just in being involved in that one. So, Joe, what's your take on what I just said?
Well, I'm going to give you the philosophical take. For example, America. America is still, number one, relatively very young country compared to others on the earth. Has America made mistakes such as what you mentioned, like slavery and foreign policy mistakes like Vietnam? Yes. But I'm also going to tell you, for a country very young, America is also in a lot of areas advanced in such as civil rights. For a country we're in 2025. America is founded officially in 1776. So if you go there, 1876, 1976, 200 years old. So you're talking almost 250 years old. I'm just going off my head here. For a young country, America's also made a lot of progress. Does it have problems? Yes. But that's the human condition. When you have human beings that run things that are flawed human beings, there's going to be issues. I can point to almost every country on the planet. They've had some historical issues. And I would also point out, pick a country, for a young country like the United States, they've also made not only civil rights advancements, but the technological advancements they've made.
Yes.
People can be proud, and you can still acknowledge the bad.
Right. And some people act like they're two separate entities when I think they're one. But this is also as an individual person that we look at. We have to look at the good and the bad in individuals, and then even ourselves. Now, Joe, have you ever been ashamed of something you did in your past and then you try to forgive yourself and say, you know what, that happened a long time ago. I should just get over it by now.
Absolutely. I think most of us have done that.
Right. But let me ask you this. Have you also looked at something you did that you're very proud of but happened even longer ago than the thing you were ashamed of?
Probably, yes. Yes.
Oh, absolutely for me. Absolutely for me. And I thought, wait a minute. Do I let them both go, or do I accept, maybe it's time for me to accept that I did both? That I did both good and bad. I did smart things and stupid things both, and just mediocre in between. And I personally think I have done more good than bad in this world and life. But anyway, like I say, on a national level, and when we talk about others, we look at historical figures. Either people tend to revere them like they're demigods, or they demonize them like they're just pure evil and drawn on a piece of paper and brought to life.
Well, I think both sides get it wrong a little bit. I think the left, and I'm going to say the extreme left, tend to point out all the bad. And the right, they'll try to gloss over it. But I think the perfect balance is acknowledge it and then try and correct it. Just acknowledge it and correct it. And I'm not a big believer either in erasing history, good and bad. We can learn from it. Those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Mm-hmm. Right. Joe, have you heard the expression warts and all?
Yes.
Right. Can you explain to the viewers what warts and all means, a warts and all portrait means?
Well, you take it all in. There's the good and the warts are the bad. Sometimes the bad sticks out. It's like a white like a whiteboard. Sometimes you can look at 3 whiteboards, but then the black dots can represent the bad. You can have 3 whiteboards and you see 3 little black dots. What are people going to notice? Those are the warts. Philosophically, those are the warts.
It's more than that. I think it's like, let's say, someone is going to do your portrait. Someone's going to paint your portrait, and they didn't like you. How are they going to make you look?
They make me look bad.
Right, but if someone did like you, how would they make
cover the warts?
Well, yeah, they make you look as good as, if they like you, they make you look as good as possible. If they didn't like you, look as bad as possible.
And I don't want to get off the topic, but it's like the people that write history. If they like you, they'll exaggerate your good. If they don't like you, they'll give you an unfair critique. But as far as having personal pride, there's nothing wrong with having pride in your country. Warts and all. It's just, we can be proud of how far we've come, but we also have to acknowledge the mistakes so we don't do them again and we can learn from them.
Yes, and that's right. I think one part we could do that's better is acknowledge that not everyone had the same opportunities in America historically.
That's true.
Right. When some people just address that, they say, "What? You hate America? You hate freedom?" It's like, no. I'm just saying that not everybody had the same opportunities from the beginning, and it doesn't mean you hate a country. No, there are a lot of countries. I see both the good and the bad for history, both ancient and contemporary.
Right, and these issues are complicated. They're going to be complicated to fix, but I think we have to start by acknowledging it. And even the other side, like, I want to say this carefully, maybe the people that were victimized, yes, maybe they have a right for an apology or for something. But we also have to realize, how do we go about it and how do we move forward together?
And that's it. When people say, I don't need to apologize, it's, well, then why are you waving the flag of something that happened a long time ago? Why are you proud of something you didn't do either? It's a tough one. But I think it's something that should be more discussed, and not just between you and I, but amongst our viewers. I'd love people to share ideas.
Yeah, I guess my take on it would be proud of where you come from. Nothing wrong with being proud of your country. There's nothing wrong with being proud of your heritage. But, just acknowledge the good and the bad and always try to move forward. And while you're pressing forward, how can we all do better?
Right. Here's another one. Take a country like Iran. If you see how Iran's been since 1979, a lot of bad has happened. But Iran is a very ancient and rich country. I think, what is it? Over 2,500 years old, at least.
Yes.
And so, it's influential throughout history. A lot of people don't even know Iran is the same thing as Persia. And I think one can be proud to be Persian, but ashamed of, say, what the Ayatollahs have done. I don't think it's a contradiction at all.
Yeah, and we can go down a rabbit trail here about you can't basically blame a person on what their race did in the past. If they're a good person, if they have good character, we can go down different rabbit trails. But from a nationalistic standpoint, it's this: yes, you can be proud of your country, but also don't be afraid to acknowledge the mistakes, because we can learn from those mistakes. We can grow, not only learn but grow, and maybe put policies in place where they don't happen again. And we also have to remember, as human beings, we're flawed. We're imperfect people. And we have to also, starts with us to judge ourselves, and the responsibility is for us to learn and then maybe pass it on, have it spread.
All right. Anything else to add, Joe?
No, I'm good.
All right, so folks, just reevaluate. Taking a look at both the pride and the shame, not only in your nation, country, or whatever your identity is, but also in you yourself, and also in other people who either revere or are repulsed by. Try to get more of the story of all, including yourselves. And I try to do the same thing with myself.
Yeah. Well, folks, go ahead. With that, go ahead.
Like, subscribe, share, and now follow us on X, formerly known as Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
Yep, folks. And with that being said, have a great day, evening, afternoon, wherever you're at. Take care.